What you're about to watch is sort of like a car wreck. I think you'll want to turn it off. You'll want to stop watching and hearing the things that you're about to watch and hear. Stop subjecting your eyes and your ears to this destructive content. But you're not going to be able to because it's too fascinating and disturbing. Roseanne Barr, who we've talked about before, is this pro-Trump comedian, a MAGA comedian. And she loves herself some Donald Trump. And her journey towards becoming one of Trump's most avid supporters has done things to her mind that are irreparable and terrible. And you're going to see that playing out in front of an arena at a Tucker Carlson live show. And then we'll flash back to past examples where she's gone absolutely crazy in front of people. Again, Roseanne Barr is her name. Not the best camera shot, but this is what we have. It wasn't broadcasted on any network. And here's some of what she had to say. So crazy that Tucker Carlson is uncomfortable the whole time. The they is us, right? You know, anyone who wants democracy, they project onto those people that they're the ones who try to end democracy.
They overthrew the constitutional republic of the United States of America.
Let me actually see if I can pull up, because that's just the worst shot you could possibly imagine. A shorter clip, then we'll look at the rest of it from that angle, because this one you can at least see her.
Constitutional Republic of the United States of America. And then they covered it up with their January 6th bullshit. With their insurrection.
I want to see my mommy. This is scary.
Because the first thing President Trump did, God bless him.
All right, we'll be right back to the video. Just really quickly, if you're not already, I would appreciate you clicking that subscribe button. We are really close to 1 million subscribers. You can help us get there. Easy, free way. And then we do have merch at lukebeasleymerch.com with Harris as a promo code. You can get free shipping. Super cool election-themed merch. Check it out. Back to the video. Then we'll watch from that point on in this clip.
Because the first thing President Trump did, God bless that man, and I love him, and everybody knows it. I love him more now than I ever loved him, and I loved him pretty damn good. He drove me out in a Bentley when I did my second HBO special at Trump Palace in Atlantic City, if you've seen it. He's always been a good friend and good man, and to me, and to a lot of other people. Yes. And, what was I saying?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I forget what I was saying.
What to say about that? Yikes. She's not okay. This is not how adults should act. One thing that was cracking me up was as she'd prepare to scream something, she would go, and like make the angry face before the angry sound would come out, preparing. Here's the noise I need to make. And the whole premise, or everything that she argued there, if you can dissect it and find an argument, is false. January 6th is not BS. January 6th wasn't a Fed surrection, as sometimes they say. January 6th wasn't the fault of Nancy Pelosi, despite claims by Trump and others to the contrary. January 6th also wasn't just, as significant as this is, But it wasn't even just an attack on the Capitol. It wasn't even just Trump sitting for hours before he called off the mob, watching it happen and saying that Mike Pence deserved people chanting, "Hang Mike Pence." It wasn't just a tragic, bloody day where lives were lost. All of that being as significant as it is, it also was the culmination, which is why when MAGA says, why do you bring up January 6th so much? That was so long ago. What about other riots? No other riot in American history represented the climax, the culmination, and the ultimate ending. I guess it wasn't the ending because we're still dealing with these lies, but of lies about an election that were also being used to justify Trump illegally, according to prosecutors, trying to keep himself in office by getting fraudulent electors counted instead of the real ones, and trying to get local officials to do fraudulent things, and all the different stuff he's been indicted for. That is the first time a president tried to wield their presidential power to break our democratic process to keep themselves in office. So yes, that should be talked about every single day on every single political show, because what do we have in terms of political discussions if our democracy falls apart, which is what Trump's actions intended on doing. But we've made that argument before, and this is more about Roseanne Barr. Just one more time with this clip, then I'll show you one of my favorite clips in the history of doing this show of Roseanne Barr somehow being crazier.
They overthrew the constitutional republic of the United States of America. And then they covered it up with their January 6th bullshit.
I feel like this vein right here is 1 decibel away from just popping right open.
With their
Tucker Carlson there with his laugh. Ah!
with their insurrection.
Insurrection!
Because the first thing President Trump did, God bless him.
This is someone whose family needs to help her out. You know what I mean? We're joking about a lot of this. On a more serious level, someone needs to say, you probably shouldn't be doing public events and stuff. This is really, really scary. And some time ago, yeah, we're coming back to this clip. My longtime viewers remember this sucker at a Turning Point USA event. She had this to say.
If we don't stop these horrible communists, do you hear me? I'm asking you to hear me. Stalinist, communists, with a huge helping of Nazi fascists thrown in, plus wanting a caliphate.
She's talking about us, okay? Keep that in mind. We want to enhance the child tax credit, so we're the caliphate now. Oh no. We want more job growth, like the historically strong job growth we've seen under Biden-Harris. We want more record-breaking stock market days like we've had the last 4. That makes us Nazis and the caliphate and Stalinist and communist again because she said that twice. Oh wait, this is the best part. The whole crowd goes silent.
Plus wanting a caliphate. To replace every Christian democracy on earth now occupy. Do you know that? I just want the truth. We deserve to hear the truth. That's what we want. We want the truth. We don't.
She completely lost the crowd and goes, you know what I'm saying? No one responds. So then she just goes, all right. We want the truth. Woo-wee!
Care which party is wrong. We know they're both nothing but crap. They're both on the take. They're both stealing us blind. We just want the truth about everything that we fought and died and suffered to protect. We want the truth.
About what? What? Say the topic of your sentence. Oh my gosh. I don't know if this is Trump's fault or what, but the lack of coherence in this MAGA movement, it's like they're getting permission because of how Trump speaks to just stop giving context or introducing nouns or explaining to the listener what it is that they're talking about. You want the truth about what? The stuff you fought and died for? But what truth are we missing? What thing are we being misled about? Explain yourself. You also had this viral moment from Roseanne Barr. And by the way, whenever I bring her up, I'll say, apparently she was an actress, that before my time. And some people, I remember anytime I reference, here's my point, okay? And I'm taking issue with some of you. Whenever I reference things that I'm just being honest with you. I'm not going to lie and look up and learn about to pretend like, oh, I know the context of this show. Because I don't. I'll just tell you culturally what I do know, what I don't know. And I'm not privy to what made her famous initially. Roseanne, I think, wasn't that the show? So I don't understand why she's even a voice for the MAGA movement. And apparently she's doing comedy. We're laughing, but not because this is comedy. We're very sad. We're laughing so we don't cry, as they say. But then I had some people, what was the thing? I brought up like Fantasy Island. Jane, was it Fantasy Island, the thing? And
I'm pretty sure.
Apparently that's a show that a lot of people watch. I've asked all of you for feedback on things. And we get emails into the show. People submit forum submissions. We recently had sort of an inkling of a thought about a live show. A lot of y'all filled out that form to give us context of where we would do it if we did. And we get feedback. Love it. Thank y'all for commenting. We've never gotten so many emails into the show explaining something to me than whenever I said, oh, I don't know what Fantasy Island is. Is that like a sex thing? Like, what is that? And it's a show I learned through many, many, many emails. And it cracked me up. It cracked me up how passionate people were about that. So, if you know Roseanne Barr very well, and my disconnection from that context is irritating you, I apologize. But I don't know where she came from.
I love you all so much. I got to get my picture taken with President Trump about a week ago there at Mar-a-Lago, and it was so exciting. I could hardly control myself. I went in there and I grabbed at him, and he was so nice. He just kind of gently rearranged my arms so nicely. And afterwards I thought, oh my God, I could have got shot. The way I was grabbing at him with the Secret Service, I was just like, oh, I love you. But, I could hardly control myself. I just flipped out. But then several nights later, I saw him again, and I was able to actually touch him and hug him, and it meant so much to me.
Guys, I've had people get upset with me for calling MAGA a cult. It's not that every person who votes for Trump's in the cult. It's that the most avid supporters are cultists. Similar to how when you say we shouldn't be calling Trump a threat to democracy, my request to you is, okay, then how do we describe someone who tried allegedly illegally, as I said previously, to stay in office and called for the termination of the Constitution and said the government should go after media outlets they doesn't like, etc.? How do you describe that accurately? Because we got to be accurate. I'm open to suggestions. I haven't gotten any suggestions from people. Similarly, how do you describe someone other than as a cultist who talks about just wanting to touch? I just wanted to touch his skin. I wanted to touch his face and have a little orange smudge on my hand and never wash it off and pray to it. They're acting like he's Jesus. I just wanted to touch so that my diseases could go away. It's disturbing and it's culty. So if not cultist, how do I describe this behavior? Taking suggestions. I know I'm not going to get as many suggestions as we got emails about Fantasy Island, but you can send into the show by emailing contact@lukebeasleyshow.com, by the form on the website, in a comment, and other things as well. Lots of ways to communicate with the show. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Support the show by clicking the join button below.